Salamun, salamun. Today we are starting the lecture 36. So the name of this lecture, Fasting as a Penalty for Sin of Divorce. So if you divorce your wife illegally or unjustly, then there is a penalty for that. And let me see what these our religious leader and our Quranic translators what they are suggesting. So they have corrupted all the translations of the Quran and then they issue the fatwa, decree that this is the order of the Quran, which was not the order of the Quran. It is their corruption they made in the Quran, So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Humanity should smile, feel happy that you have a constitution which can make your development or growth of the society gradual basis as well as intensify basis or emergency basis. Rahim or Rahman, it's an adjective, it's not a name. So they, as I explained, they are making a wrong translation of this Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim from centuries. So this is a possible correct translation I have given, but I am looking forward, any suggestion is coming, most welcome. So before discussing this Psalm subject, so I want to discuss intermittent fasting side effect. So the doctors or the researcher, they put the following side effect. Intense hunger and craving can be destructive for the normal operation of the body. So headache, fatigue and mood changing, dehydration, sleep problems, malnutrition and heart attack. So this heart attack, okay, so this so recently I have gone through a report. So they made the research 13 years, 12 to 13 years, and to check the side effect of this intermittent fasting. So they concluded that mostly the heart attack is because of this intensive type of, leaving the food or water or whatever it is. So this is the side effect of the fasting, and this research I am also, studying more. Let me complete it. Then in one lecture I will give the detail of that. So now our orthodox and as well as ongoing translator have mentioned two kinds of punishment to compensate the sin of injustice in divorce. So this is, as usual, our clergy, they are issuing a fatwa, and it is not in the Quran, but they put the name of the Quran. So number one, free a slave prior to touching your wife. Number two, 2 months fasting before you touch your wife. So they have suggested this punishment for their crime to divorce unjustly the woman. And what is injustice? It is coming. You know, in halala, the man said 3 times, divorce, divorce, divorce. It's gone. Then she has to make a nikah with a third person, and she has to stay with him for one night. So that is known as halala. So look the injustice. Husband said 3 times, divorce, divorce, divorce. And the punishment, who is receiving the punishment? Wife, because she's a woman. In Pakistan, every day almost 500 cases in Lahore only. So they, in rage, they say his wife, divorce, divorce. So when they could not find a person for a one night nikah, then these Muslim clergy, they do the nikah themselves. They consume. And in some cases, the woman, then she said, I don't want to go to my previous, this husband. She wants to stay with her. And one my friend, he went from here, from state to in Lahore, and when the head of the mosque, he asked him that, do you want to do the halala for one night? He refused. He told me. So this is a sort of religious prostitution. And there are 70,000 madrasas over there. All they are doing homosexuality over there. So look the injustice. And this is our society. So women should also wake up. Women are more religious than the man. And then in Saudi Arabia, Misra, that is also insult of the human woman. Then in Iran, muta, 7-minute muta, 1 hour muta. And after muta, the shower, Imam Bakr is saying that when you took the shower, 1 drop of water which is dropping from your body or from here, it will give you 40,000, sawab. So this is Imam Bakr. So I don't know why the Muslims are after them. Look, this injustice I will, because it is a month of Ramadan, that is why I'm giving all the, lecture related to the Ramadan. Why? Because it's an injustice, it's a blasphemy against the Quran, against Allah. So Muslim clergy has issued the decree or fatwa. Every your religious parasite, they are issuing a fatwa. They don't have any, they are not working. They don't have any job. They don't pay GST, PST, property tax. It's a big business, and our government is supporting them. To free a slave before you touch your wife. So this there, by twisting the exposition of the Quran. 58:3. وَالَّذِينَ يُظَاهِرُونَ مِن نِّسَائِهِمْ ثُمَّ يُؤْذُونَ لِمَا قَالُوا فَتَحْرِيرُ رَقَبَةٍ مِّن قَبْلِ أَن يَتَمَسَّهَا ذَلِكُمْ تُوعَظُونَ بِهِ وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ خَبِيرٌ. Yusuf Ali. But those who divorced their wives by Zahra, this is Zahra, Ya Zahra, mean their translation, they did all. And from the centuries, by calling them your mothers. If you call your wife your mother, it's a divorce. Where is it in the Quran? But they want to take the benefit because they want their monopoly. Then wish to go back on the words they uttered. It is ordinate that such a one should free a slave before they touch each other. Thus are we admonished to perform, and Allah is well acquainted with all. Now they bring Allah. It is their fatwas, it is their decree, and now they bring the Allah. Now, what is the Yazaharun? Those who gang up or overpower are to control the weak segment of society by economic slavery of the society. Wallazina yuzaharuna. Zahir, weak. They gang up with them. It does not mean calling them your mothers. Nothing. Where is about Ummah over here? And then second corruption, serious corruption. Min nisa'ahum. This min nisa, it is a muscular pronoun. It is not a woman. Hum. If there is a hunna, then you can say. But even hunna is also female and male both. And here, nisa'ahum means both. Male and female both. Weak segment of the society. Children, woman, old man. And they make the wife. Finish. Nobody is going to check them. How they dare to, corrupt the meaning of the Quran. And if you return, after you had turned away from it, summa yuaduna. So what you should do? Then why you do not make demand to liberate their neck from the warmth of burning heat of the economic slavery and intense heat of sorrow and grief. So this is not a matter of liberate, one slave. There is no Quran in Surah Muhammad. Slavery is prohibited completely. Go and check Surah Muhammad. Even you have prisoner of war, you can give them education. You cannot take labor from them. So, and if you return after you had turned away, if you did not help them or did not support them, then why you did not make demand, liberate their neck, free them? It is rakbatun. It is not only man, both woman and man. In the labor, both are there. In working class, in factory, or in any agricultural land, women and both. That is why the Quran uses rakbatun. Feminine, means society. Main weak segment of the society. From the wrath of burning heat of economic slavery and intense heat of sorrow and grief. So what Quran is saying, they are burning because of economic slavery, they don't have proper food, they don't have accommodation, the environmental of living is not good, no education, no hospital. So this is a burning heat of economic slavery and intense heat of sorrow and grief. It does not mean, this free one slave. The Quran is not talking about over here, this, you say your wife, you are my mother, and then you both are, separated. There is a divorce. No, nothing like that. That is the reason I am saying that they destroy the Quran completely. And now they are the contractor of the Quran. In their mosque, there is no research on the Quran, no any verse. They have some mambo jumbo, Durood Sharif, they have some, fatwa or khutbah. You don't understand, I don't understand from century, but they are doing. So this is 180 degree against. And grief before they intervene in their affairs. Before, tamassa means does not touch the woman. No. I give you that this is Nisa'ihum, male and female both are there. So before you interfere or intervene, so you should pay their, all the dues or free them from the economic slavery. This is the admonish for you in this subject. Zalika tu'azum bihi. Look, the Quran is talking about the society, poor people. And Allah have every news about your activity in this subject by His laws. Wallahu bima ta'maluna khabir. Khabir means akhbar, newspaper. The government has its own system to get the news. Now, Canadian government, American government, they have their own news by TV, by internet. At that time, whatever they had. So this is it is absolutely wrong that what they have done, they issue the fatwa using the word of, song and saying Yuzahiruna mean that if you say your wife, your mother, your, nikah is null and void. Then you have to free, one slave to touch your wife. In the second verse, in verse 58:4, again they made the wrong translation. 2 months consecutively fasting before you touch your wife. 2 months again. Look. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَجِدُ فَسَيَامَ شَهْرِينَ. If you say your wife, your mother, your nikah is null and void, so now if you want to again to live with her, so what they are saying, فَمَنْ لَمْ يَجِدَ صِيَامُ شَهْرٍ مُتَتَابِعِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَتَمَسَّا. And I give the translation of this. You don't intervene in their problem. First of all, you give them their dues, their rights, economically make them free. فَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَوْتُ فَطَعَامَ سِتًّا مِسْكِينًا ذَلِكَ لِتُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَتِلْكَ حُدُودُ اللَّهِ وَلِلْكَافِرِينَ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Look, I have selected over here along with Yusuf Ali, Sahih International. This Sahih International translation, it is a worldwide Islamic country under the supervision of Saudi Arabia. They issued it. And I think in Europe they did it. Look, and he who does not find a slave. In the previous verse I have given, if you say your wife, your mother, Nikah is gone, so you free one slave. It is their translation. Here they again came. Then a fast for 2 months consecutively. What you will do? This is a Sahih international, correct international translation. Before they touch one another, and he who is unable, then the feeding of 60 poor person. My question is over here, if you don't have a slave, because in this country where we are sitting, no slavery system. Yes, we are slave of banking, insurance, taxation, and all this mortgage and all this corporation. We are completely slave. We are worse than Stone Age slavery. It's a civilized slavery. Credit card slavery. So my question, if he is unable to feed 60 poor people, then what is the solution? Okay? For one, they are saying that if, say your wife, she is my mother, slave, free one slave, finish. Gone. And now they are saying, if you don't have a slave, then you fast for 2 months consecutively. Okay. Then they are saying, if you cannot fast, then you feed 60 person, right? It's so ambiguity, you know. Look, if a poor people, he does not have food for himself, how he can give the 60 people, you know, the food and the water and the drinks? So my question is this translation, if he is unable to feed 60%, then what should do? So these are the translations you have. So let me give the translation now. In case who is unable to do it, you are trying to liberate the weak segment of the society from slavery. You are doing your best. Every person is doing. But some problem, non-favorable circumstances, some other problem, then what Quran suggests, then you should act with determination. Carry on. Try. Untiredly. With persistent follow-up. Matabain. Follow-up. Carry on. This is the meaning of Siyam. Continuously follow it. So their slavery, economic slavery, they should be free from that. To manifest to the result, Shahrain. They put 2 months. Before, to mediate, before you discuss with them, first of all, arrange the money, arrange their rights. Then they will talk. If we have taken their money, they will not talk because they are fear that our money is gone. In this subject, but if you are unable to handle, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ, then supply means of maintenance as a sign. Talk to the government. It does not mean, Fatama, 60 people you give the food. No. It means means of maintenance, means of food, sustenance. Arrange for them. Because they are already in the economic slavery. Fatama. Means of arrange, supply them as a sign. To attribute Sittin. Sittin also means 60. But sittin also main attribute. Go and check the lexicon and grammar and Arabic language. It's a vast language. It's a wonderful language. Maskinan, tranquility. They have stopped. So that you become the cause of peace and safety in accordance to Allah's and His messenger or message. ذَلِكَ لِتُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. Here, peace will come when they will get their rights. How the peace, what they are talking about the peace, do you think by fasting you can bring the peace? So this is the problem. They make the Amnu believer. In accordance to Allah and the Messenger. So solve this problem, economic problem, their poverty, their hospital, schooling, lodging. Quran is full of all these laws. But these translators, they mess up everything. Like these two verses I have given you. And these are the prescribed limits set by وَتِلْكَ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ. These are the boundaries. Limits. What limits? This weak segment of the society. Everybody should do that. Liberate them from any kind of slavery, sexual slavery, economic slavery. There are so many forms of slavery. And for ignorant, walil kafirin, infidel, non-believer. According to the Quran, 2 billion Muslims are all kafirin. These British, Chinese or other nation, Indian, Jews, they are not kafirin. Kafirin mean ignorant plus that personality are those people who do not acknowledge the truth. And we are not acknowledging the truth. Quran does not make distinguish between Muslim and non-Muslim, kafir and believer and non-believer. No, because it's a religious discrimination and Quran is free from all these kind of things. It is agreeable, sweet, and intense pain of grief and sorrow. Agreeable, why? Because we have given you law and you are not following that. Or if you take the mortgage from the bank, you sign the contract. If the bank increase the rate of this mortgage, then you are in a sweet, intense pain of grief and sorrow. That is why agreeable, azam mean agreeable. Alim, mourning, grief, sighing, crying. So Quran is saying if you will make this, you will not help to bring the economy in a better form, in better shape, then the whole society will be a burning hell of grief, intense pain, sweet pain, because they elected their representative. They made in the mosque their religious leader. They did this, but they are not responsible. We are responsible because we elected or we selected our representative. So punishment should come. And that is why 70% population of the world is suffering. Because they don't use their head, their mind before selecting the leader. And the Quran is saying your leader are your parentship, just like a mom and dad. So if you select good and mom and dad or parent leadership, you are okay. What we have now in America, in Russia, in Pakistan, and all over the world, they are the responsible for it, and you selected them or elected them. So that is why we are in an agreeable, sweet, and intense pain of grief and sorrow. Look, Quran does not say there is a hell, he will throw into hell, nothing like that. We are already living in a hell. When we don't have the job, the basic necessity of life, 70% population of this beautiful planet, it's in pain of under the intensive pain, agreeable, sweet, pain, grief, rage. So this is, we are responsible. I don't blame this leader in every country. And those countries where the prosperity, there is a peace, these people select their leader. Like Singapore, like Japan, like other countries. So people select. In all Muslim country, all our Muslim, 2 billion Muslim, they are gone. They are intellectually bankrupt. They are dead because there is a religion. They don't want to come out from the wheel of the religion, from the hijab of the religion. And you see, one hijab is they don't know, they don't have knowledge, and all these religious people, they have, a headscarf or turban they have. Their senses are gone, they are closed. So don't select them. These mosques are your money. They are controlling it. You go in your mosque, ask them, we want to put the Quran over here. We want to go according to the education of ask them question. It happened with me. They throw me out from the mosque. Now I stopped going because they don't listen. If you make a question, they will not allow you. And question is the main source or media for learning. On my YouTube, it is a free. Anybody can come. They are criticizing me. I said, okay, give me the suggestion. Give me, I will learn from you. You are saying it's a wrong translation, okay. And you are saying, listen to this, okay. Why you are not going and ask them, this is the translation, what do you think? Let they should write me. It is not a matter of fighting or discussion or religious. I'm an ordinary person, I'm not running any bloody, this dollar shop, parasitic. I'm working, and just is my, it's not my profession. So, why, instead of criticizing me personally, or I should go to the religious leader, so why they are not doing? They will send my verses, my translation to them, and I will accept whatever their criticism, because I'm not living in the mosque. I don't have any den of burglar people like mosque. So please, you are responsible for this poverty. You are responsible for this burning hell of economy. Open your eyes, your mind. Because we have a civilized electronic slavery now. It's worse than the Stone Age slavery. Thank you very much. And the next lecture will be Night of Power, Lailatul Qadr. After that, Itikaf. So there are 3 or 4 more lectures about Taraweeh also. And also the department of Siyam. What is the department of Siyam? It is not a fasting. In the Quran it is mentioned it was a department who check the evil thing, and with determination they want to stop it. One lecture I'll give that. It is not you are fasting and this is Hudud Allah, you should follow the, this prescribed or the limits of Allah, or there is a peace, or by eating or by not eating, it has nothing to do with the peace. Peace is coming by implementing the laws. Thank you very much.